What is up, everybody? Bigfoot Sealy back with another video, and today we're going to be reacting to tonight's Guardians-Tigers game. A crazy game. The umpires basically controlling the outcome of the game with their first inning calls. Terry Francona and Miles Straw getting ejected late in the game, and then Austin Hedges calling out the umpires after in his post-game interview. We're going to get to all that, but it all starts off here in the first inning. Harold Castro up to bat, lines it up the middle, off the second base bag. Freeman goes into left field, throws it home. Hedges gets it, tags, Baez out. The call is out on the field by umpire Lance Burksdale. And as you can see, he tags him out right there. Baez tries a little swim move, does not work out. We'll look at it again. Tigers want to review it for blocking the plate. And I mean, really, it's only his left leg, and he even touches the plate after he does his swim move. So how is that really blocking? Well, New York says it is. They take control of the game, and they say it is blocking, allowing Javi Baez come home to score. Hedges' reaction is like, are you kidding me? There is no way that is blocking. If you've been watching baseball, this happened last week too. Gary Sanchez called for blocking the plate. Merrifield coming home on a sac fly. Hey, it's Alan Porter again. What a coincidence. The crew chief, this is when Rocco Baldelli went nuts. Twins lost the game because of that, and it's going to end up the same for the Guardians here, as then Zach Plesac pays for it with a two-run homer from Kerry Carpenter. And this is when things started to get boiling for the Guardians dugout. This call right here, probably a strike, but called ball. And then about the exact same spot, this one also could have been called a ball or strike. Hedges and Plesac both chirping to the home plate umpire. In the next pitch, Tucker Barnhart lines it into right center field for a base hit. Zach Plesac gets taken out over that. And then this is when things got crazy. Miles Straw foul, tipping it into the catcher's mitt, but the umpire says it touched the ground. If you watch the replay, it obviously went into the catcher's mitt. It did not touch the ground. Umpires talk about it. And my problem with this is, how can any of the umpires see from that far away from where they're standing that he did catch it? They call him out, and then everything boils over for Terry Francona as he comes out to argue. Lance Barksdale ejects him. Everything boiling over right here. He is fired up, angry. He is remembering everything from the home plate call in the first inning. Not the umpires on the field's fault, but New York's. He's still mad about it. The strike zone throughout the game for Zach Plesac, and then finally here in the ninth with Miles Straw's foul tip that got called a strike. It was a strike, but just he was wondering how the umpires could get that call. Lance Burksdale trying to explain himself, but Terry Francona would not let him. And this literally just happened to the Twins last week too, as I said earlier in the video, with the blocking call being called on them, costing them the game. This time it cost the Guardians 3 runs, which basically cost them the game. Next batter, Stephen Kwan grounds out to Gregory Soto to end the game, and the fiery comments from Austin Hedges after the game.
The position to put you guys in, just take us through what, in your mind, happened.
Well, first of all, it cost the game. It's a play that's been called a few times now recently that really has never been called before. And for some reason, New York feels like they need to take over the game and change the way the game's played. Guys are just out. There's plays at home that are beating the runners. And for 150 years, you're out. And now we're calling some type of rule that is really tricky to define. And to be able to take the game into their own hands that way, and to, first of all, that cost 1 run automatically. And then what ended up transitioning, honestly, it's a disgrace. It's embarrassing. I think New York owes Zach Plesac specifically an apology because they took the game out of his hands. The guy was throwing the ball amazing, and overturning that call right there, well, like I said, it cost the game. I don't need to get into the rest of the debacle with the umpires today because it was a really, really poor executed job by them. It's too bad. It's too bad when we play a sport where we get held accountable, where we say something, we get held accountable, we get mocked, we get shamed. There's no accountability on their part right now. And that's really, really sad. I don't know why, but there needs to be a little bit of, we talk about equality in this world right now. There ain't no equality with that. These guys are going out there with no responsibilities. They say, okay, here's a play where I can show my power. Here's a play where I can take over the game. And that's not the game that we play. That's not the game that we played for forever. And they're trying to take over the game, and they're trying to change the game. And it's disappointing. And for a team that goes out there and fights every single night to win every game, for it to cost us a game when we're trying to win a division, we're trying to make the playoffs, we're trying to do something special, and for it to be taken out of our hands like that is a disgrace. and it's extremely disappointing. I'm disappointed, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Fiery response right there from Austin Hedges, calling out the umpires in New York, telling them that they need to give Zach Plesac an apology and saying that they cost the Guardians the game. Guardians did go 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight, but still the Tigers were basically given 3 free runs in the first inning when it could have been 0. On the other side of the clubhouse, A.J. Hinch had this to say about the call in the first inning.
Yes, I mean, Javi obviously got lucky with the ball hitting the bag, and then Javi goes and has the fancy slide, and so we checked the replay on the slide, and then when they showed the replay on the big board in center field, you could see that Hedges was in front of the plate. So we just went over this. I know MLB's cracking down on this around the league. Tuck and Hossie and I, and Josh Paul had a big meeting about it. So ironically, it comes up to play. So it's a tough rule. I see why their side would be frustrated because that's not really the play that rule is designed for. But when he's in front of the plate, we were going to have him take a look in New York, and we got the call.
A.J. Hinch saying that's really not what the rule is meant for, but they still got the call. MLB has some explaining to do with this rule. They need to tell everyone how this rule works and get catchers to know where they are allowed to stand, because this could affect some regular season game here at the end of the season that could cost a team their season, the division, their playoff spot, or even in the postseason cost a team their season just because of this call. MLB needs to explain this before they get themselves into hot water. Also after the game, Guardians manager Terry Francona had this to say.
I was trying to explain to them, I know that that's not their call, goes to New York. I get that. And then I didn't think it was egregious anyway to overturn. Frustrating.
And after that, he talked about the foul ball situation in the 9th inning that led to him getting ejected.
You know what? I thought he called foul ball. And that's why I was arguing, because I can't imagine that they could overturn it from where they were. But guess what they overturned is that he caught the ball. I didn't even see him catch. I thought it was just foul ball. I needed to yell at him anyway.
I liked that at the end right there. I needed to yell at him anyway. Great response there from Terry Francona. In my opinion, I think the umpires in New York cost the Guardians the game. Comment down below what you think. Did the umpires cost the game or not? Does MLB need to explain themselves with this catching rule? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.